I went from couch potato to entrepreneur, and this is how it's going. I bought a dry cleaners with no dry cleaning experience, and now my tendencies to go towards high dopamine sources is keeping me from pushing my business forward. Let me explain. Or first, I'll give a quick recap of last week, and then I'll go into some highs and lows of the week, some, I guess, beliefs that stuck with me that helped me form how I'm going to keep going with the rest of my week. And then I'll finish off with what I'll actually do for this week, to check in for next week. So last week started off strong. We got a lot of orders, but it kind of dipped, and then on Saturday we got some more orders. That's been the theme these past couple months / weeks since they've been working on a bridge near my business. People tend to like to come on the weekends and on Mondays instead of throughout the week. I'm not sure why. I mean, maybe construction. I just know that people like to do that. And so as a result, we've gotten lower overall orders throughout the week, which is not good. Some highs and some wins from last week. Towards the last half of the week, I've gotten better at planning what I wanted to do the next day and then actually doing it. It wasn't perfect, but I managed to stick to the plan for the day. And this is huge for me, at least, because I would tend to get distracted or let myself go on social media or let myself get fast food or anything else that doesn't serve me instead of doing the work that I needed to do. And so when I planned out something, I would either still have access to those things and I wouldn't do it, or I wouldn't do it all the way. And so what I did this time, I try to nip the bud at the source. Like with the social media, I only have access to it on my computer, but only certain times because I use a software blocker called Cold Turkey. I don't have access to it on my phone. So that's social media taken care of. Ish. Because I use it to post content on my cleaners page, but I'll talk about that another time. And then for food, I've noticed that if I eat good earlier in the day, I don't feel the need to eat bad at the end of the day. It's like duh, but it's like the execution is where I made a breakthrough. So I had my I've been eating seafood, basically about 120 grams of protein in the form of seafood, and then some fats and some fruits and some seed mix or whatnot. And then that allowed me to stay full throughout the day so that I didn't want to get fast food at the end of the day. And this is big for me because for some reason, I don't know why. I just know that I have a lot of responsibilities that I gave myself. And if for some reason I have access to distraction, I'll go to distraction instead of doing the work that I need to do. And it's like ridiculous saying it out loud. Like, you gotta pay rent, you gotta pay back a personal loan, you gotta pay back a seller finance loan. And yet, if you still get distracted sometimes, it doesn't add up. And so I stopped trying to understand why to some extent. And I started to figure out how to deal with it anyways. Because if I wasn't able, or if I tended to go to distraction instead of the work when I had access to distraction, and just I'm trying to cut the distraction and give myself no other choice but to work. And it's been working. I've been trying it really the last half of this week. But it's really been something that I've been working on, because there's been some problems in my business, not like operationally, but like externally, some compliance issues that I have to meet, like let's say with the fire department or the city or whatnot. And if you don't meet their compliance standards, they will eventually shut down your business, I guess. But it was getting to a point where I wasn't fixing anything. And so to end off, kind of the beliefs or the phrases that have stuck with me are around solving the problems that need to be solved, not the things that you know what to do. Because doing the things that you know what to do isn't going to move you forward. It feels nice because you know what to do. It's easy and you already know how to do X thing, grow X opportunity. But you still have this big, huge problem that you need to solve that you don't know how to solve, but you need to solve it. Otherwise, you're going to go out of business eventually. But that's the hard part. And if weeks pass and months pass and you still have this problem that you aren't making progress on, this is me speaking to myself. If I'm not making progress on these problems, it's because I'm working on the wrong stuff. And if I keep doing the same things, I'm not going to fix the problems and I'm going to go out of business. And the biggest problem for me is impulse control. That's one of the biggest problems that I have with myself. And then business-wise, getting in compliance with some permit stuff that needs to get done like this week. I have to finish this week. There's some things that will take longer than that. There's like some cosmetic stuff but all the permit application that should be sent, done. So anyways, you got to cut out the things that aren't the work that you need to do. So if it's the Instagram, if it's the fast food, if it's the other internet distractions that you may be indulging, you need to cut those out. But the thing is, some of these things you cut out by substitution. You eliminate by substitution. And so for some of these things, you have to put in their healthier alternatives. And for some of them, you cut off access so that the alternative is the work. And so that's all for this week. Keep it up. Don't give up. You don't have any other choice.